Hello, everyone. Well, thank you, and I hope I can give you a little bit of more information that's outside the telecom world. My name's Warren Harmon. I'm Director of Video Operations for Mayo Clinic, and I like to tell people when I meet them for the first time, I'm in the distraction business. What does that mean? Well, distractions can be not so pleasant things, but when you're if you're a hospitalized patient recovering from surgery or a major illness, while recovering in the hospital room, a distraction can be actually a very good thing. So that's what my team and I set out to do 20 years ago when we developed our brand of in-room patient television. And that's what I'd like to talk about today. Mayo is committed to the power of video through storytelling, through education, through training, and through conferencing. We reach out to thousands of employees every day through our video conference network. I'm responsible for the distribution of video across the Mayo enterprise, and we have a I'm responsible for the education across the enterprise, and Mayo Clinic is situated in Rochester, Minnesota. We are 75 miles south of the Twin Cities. And we have also major hospital campuses in Jacksonville, Florida, and Phoenix, Arizona, plus a network of community hospitals in southeastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. There's an enormous appetite for video, and that's what I want to talk about today. One channel of video that we work with, and that's our Mayo Clinic television network. This is the story I want to tell, but first a little bit more about Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic is the first and largest not-for-profit integrated group medical practice in the country. We are we operate with physicians from all over the country that get together and come together with working with common systems, but also with a common philosophy, and that is the needs of the patient come first. The needs of the patient exist along what we call our spectrum of care, and the spectrum of care includes everything from medical and non-medical applications. The non-medical applications that we see are things that interest the patient, like parking and meals and wayfinding. But patient education at the bedside is something I'm interested in, and that's something that we got involved in with Mayo Clinic. We started this process about 20 years ago when we started producing a lot of content, patient education content at the bedside, or for our bedside patients with our physicians. We put together a content library, and the challenge then was how to get the patient educated efficiently. Well, the only way we could do it back then was to focus on delivering DVDs on carts. And it was highly inefficient, not only if the patients weren't ready, but also if the physicians and the nurses had better things to do, like taking care of patients. So my team and I started looking for some solutions in that area. At the same time, my team was responsible for looking at ways to entertain the patient at the bedside with more diversionary content like cable television and movies on demand. Those two worlds came together when we put together our Mayo Clinic television network by bringing together on-demand education and entertainment. And that first system, which was built in 2002, lasted for about 18 years. And it was about 2016 when we realized it was reaching end of life, so we wanted to come to the next generation. Now, the technology landscape around America and around the world had changed dramatically. We now had OTT and streaming services, we had high-definition content, we had video over IP, we had formerly just done RF and coax distribution. So we took all of that, and the patient wanted more content. And so we took all of that together in mind and created our next generation of media on demand, we called it. But before I get into that and show you some of the interface, I want to talk to you a little bit about the philosophy of putting teams together to create technology platforms. In this case, our physicians, our nurses, our educators, my engineering staff, and our video producers all work together in collaboration to come up with this next solution. We had three different avenues to go down. We could either buy an off-the-shelf product, we could actually hire an integrator and a consultant, or we could build it ourselves. Well, we opted to build it ourselves based on our experience and based on that collaborative model that Mayo Clinic had put together. And so what we came up with was this interface, and this was based on a lot of feedback from our patients on ease of getting to programs. We threw out the remote control, which was complicated, and we have something that's closely related to like a Fire Stick or a Roku remote. All the programming is on applications that sit on a revolving belt. The first application is called our Welcome app. The Welcome app not only introduces the patient at the bedside, or the patient in the room, to required video viewing, but also a tutorial on how to use the system. Our Watch TV app contains over 100 TV cable channels and live streaming from within the clinic. A lot of that is from our children's hospital, where we have hospitalized kids that can't get out of bed, and also church services that go into all of our rooms. We also have the anchor of our system, patient education, over 800 titles, of which we have created about 70% of that content, and that satisfied the nurses for having the education available right when they need it. And then our Free Movies app, we contract with a company out of St. Louis that gives us what I would call hospital-safe and hospital-ready edited first-run motion pictures that we play for our patients. Since then, we've also added a music and wellness and a Mayo information application, and that's what we have today. But moving forward, we really wanted to capture that whole patient experience. We've moved from the coax delivery to IP. We've embraced interactive and on-demand viewing from a passive viewing, and we've also went way beyond entertainment and education with some of our other offerings. But what the future holds right now is to be patient-aware and to have it easily accessible to clinical data. Because while we were building our system, Mayo Clinic was also building their electronic medical record, and the physician saw an opportunity to bring elements of that record into the patient room. So that's on our roadmap, and one pilot that we're involved in right now in our Arizona campus is putting together the hospital room of the future, which includes a video conference application that we can build into our system, the television on the wall, where actually physicians anywhere in the Mayo network can meet with a patient in any room in the Mayo network. So by bringing physicians from across to enhance that collaborative opportunity, we feel that there's a lot of possibility there. The other thing that we're doing is we're also looking at putting video conference capability from the patient in the room to their hometown physician and their hometown families, so we can bring them closer together. So these are just a few of the other applications that we're working on. But becoming patient aware is our ultimate goal. That's when every patient checks into a room, the system, through the set-top box and through our infrastructure, can actually sense who that patient is, so that all the content that's been created can be actually for that patient's situation, can actually be programmed and delivered directly to the patient. Anyway, that's where we are. That's our vision, and that's what we're doing with Mayo Clinic Television. And I'd like to... Sorry. Anyway, thank you very much. I want to close with this quick anecdote, and that is the two things that patients require: fresh drinking water and a television in their bedroom, or in their room, and that's exactly what we're delivering. We hope it's a pleasant distraction for them. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.